head that could actually
starting
take a single hit.
No pressure, but we're all on camera now. RP start. Morgan's dead. And today we're going to discuss where everything goes.
Has your hair always been saying?
Stop laughing quietly over there, I can see that.
Yeah, hang on, wait. Yeah, it has been. Sorry. Bad throat.
Ooh.
Morning.
Good morning, Solus. Are you feeling okay?
You look radiant today.
Yeah? What's up?
You're really bright.
I am?
Mm-hmm. Something's different about you.
Weird.
I can't quite put my finger on it.
I can if you want to.
Weird.
It's like right
I don't
here.
feel any different.
Oh,
Is there a bug in my hair or something?
that's a good point.
Solus,
Yeah?
would you mind checking the bathroom mirror?
Sure.
Yes, it's stained. Oh shit! I walked right in front of him. He's not
Yeah, I
screaming.
still don't see anything.
Mm-hmm.
Did you woke up blind?
Is that?
I don't think so. The hair still looks the same.
Oh boy.
Unless maybe if I always had my resonance bag, maybe that's what's up.
Does this happen
Has
often?
my hair usually been red?
No. No, it doesn't.
Solus, are you colorblind?
I don't think so.
Yeah, he wouldn't know, would he? Damn. Okay. Good morning, Tara. We seem to be missing Morgan. And that's about it, as far as I know. Help yourself to breakfast, which is always made, every day, everywhere. So, you know, it's like magic almost. It's like a magical place, the kitchen. Sometimes some of us make it, but every time it's made. I'm putting my coat on.
I need some coffee.
Didn't we run out? I thought that was what you said.
Today's gonna be a long day then.
Stand in the auditorium.
I'll check when you head over there, but
Yeah, you know, I'm just not seeing it. I don't see what the issue is. I'm not. If it's really distracting, I could try using my resonance, maybe. I don't know if I'd make it through the whole day doing that though. It's like something in my hair.
Solus, your eyes are white.
The sun.
It's fine. It's
I
Mine are
believe they're kind of yellow.
candy.
Usually green. Hang on. Is it at least red now?
Oh, I just had to blink really hard, and that fixed the issue.
Oh, no, this isn't my normal hair color. I've been working on my resonance a whole bunch. It's kind of cool, huh?
Looks good on you.
Thanks. I don't think I can keep this up all day, though. I might collapse halfway through, so I don't know if I'm going to do this the entire day. I can try. Maybe it's good training.
His hair has changed again. Oh dear.
Yeah, it's the resonance I figured out recently. I managed to figure, like, kind of got it going, and now my hair turns all red, and I think my eyes go red as well.
I'm stuck on the banister.
Do you need
Need a
assistance?
hand?
No, I got it. I was stuck on the
Weird.
banister for a few seconds. It's just something I was sharing with the rest of Tara today. Hello,
Whew.
Tara. Good morning.
This is tiring.
Ooh. What? Was that a question? Yes, welcome to Terra.
No, it was a question.
I-
Oh,
I
wait.
probably
Are we getting to
misheard.
do the war game stuff today?
I don't think so. I'm not. Hang on.
Aww. Bummer.
Okay, he's probably way out of range. I thought Bombadil was near our port. I don't think so. Good point though. I don't really have a lot of announcements because of that, because it's kind of dependent on whether or not that's what we're doing, and whatever the war games are. But I do think it would be good as a sort of goal wherever we go today if we could try to keep an eye out for defensible positions like we had on Madari's show to a few of us. I hope that was helpful last night. Because, and I would love to give the speech with the full members in the room, but contrary to, I guess, the initial observation, we are not seen as completely equal in odds to many of the teams. And I believe if that is not from a tactical standpoint, then it is from a social one, as we have not had much time to work together and understand how to do so as a unit, a full-fledged unit. So we want to look out there and get whatever advantage we can using the least amount of energy as possible. So try to think about things like that. I'll see if we can use traps. I doubt it. They usually don't let us. But if we can find environmental advantages, that would be helpful. And as far as swording, I think... Iveen with Savira, Solus, if she's here, with Morgan, and Eris, and me will be the buddy system. Soft buddy system, same rules as usual. Okay. That's all done. Yes, Iveen, questions. This isn't really a speech or a lecture.
Are we not going to talk about Solus's hair?
What's wrong with
I
my
have no idea what you're
hair?
talking
Something
about.
happened to it?
No.
Me in the mirror.
It's fine. I'm sorry I ended that microphone mutage too quickly. It's great, Solus. You look great. It did turn red, though. And that is something he was aware of.
Oh, yeah, resonance stuff. Hang on.
Wow. Okay.
See? It's easy.
You don't have to do it. Can you just do that on command? Does that waste mana? I'm not familiar.
I think so, but it's cool.
Okay. Drink the whole water cup. It's gone now.
I like the intermedium when it's like
so
kind of
see that.
orangey and not red.
Who was I with?
Maybe I can do like a lesser resonance. Maybe onto something with that. Maybe I can
You
give
can
that a
do
go
that.
at some point.
Okay.
I'll have to figure out how to do that. I don't need good resonance going by just sitting in front of a fire for a
I mean Morgan.
good few hours.
Who's that?
Get
A
ready.
nickname. A friendly nickname I've given her.
Actually,
Helen
it's a
Kmart.
bit concerning. She hasn't been returning to the
Yeah, that's true.
I remember that she said that she likes sleeping on the trees outside, so maybe she tends to go outside.
Good
Yeah.
point.
That reminds me.
That's a good point.
Okay, we'll do this. Good. I'm going to go visit Bombadil and let him know that we can hear him.
Alright.
Just for his
Hey,
sake.
good morning.
Good morning, Honora.
Good morning.
Could you also hear the professor from halfway across campus?
He's yelling quite loudly, and I need him later.
been
I'll let him
It's
get
been
his
amazing.
event.
I'll let him know. I'll let him know about you. Knock knock.
Who's there?
It's Jackson.
Come on in.
Oh, okay. Oh, good morning, Ventus. And
Good morning.
professors.
Okay.
Oh,
With
hello.
serving squad. That's good to hear.
Thank you very much.
I don't know why I expected it to be much. Yes, of course. I didn't expect it to be so full, but I suppose it was practice time. I couldn't help but overhear Bombadil from all the way at Terrador, and I just wanted to inform him that, as I thought it would be a private situation.
Speak quite well.
Yeah, but it's okay.
He's quite excited in the morning, especially when he doesn't even.
It's all right. I'm just checking on him. Yes, I'm here to visit as well. Good morning, Tao. Captain Tao. I brought a Varys. Thank you.
Thank you, Madari.
Varys, you coming
Yes?
in?
Sure.
Okay.
Excuse me.
This is Varys. He's one of our newest members. I'm sure you've seen him before. But he was with me, and so I didn't want to leave him out on the porch. Okay. Is there anything I can help you guys with today?
Not really. We're just eating breakfast and then waiting for announcements and then just running through things. We're sort of slow starting this morning, but
Oh yeah, no, it's good. It's good to get breakfast. We were gonna head to the mess hall. I also overheard Anura saying to Bombadil that she wanted to speak to him, but that's none of your duties to tell him. So if he was still here, I guess I would pass it along to him.
There we go. Washington. Wait, this is the bathroom.
Oh, he's in the bathroom.
Oh,
I guess we'll wait a few seconds.
there we go. Yes.
Oh, hello. There,
Mr.
people.
Yes, this is Varys. Mr.
Hello there.
Professor Bombadil.
It's
I
the
overheard
third time
Nora
we met.
saying she needed to speak with you on my way here. I was just letting you know.
Oh, is that
Generally,
so?
that
Well,
yeah. Can I have a coffee?
I guess I'm probably check
What?
them out later.
Do you have any coffee?
do we have
I
any
believe
coffee?
they only brought one coffee.
Oh
Yeah.
dear.
You'd have
Okay.
to ask the Madari.
I will go get my own coffee. Thank you for allowing me in to deliver this amazing news. Good luck on the war games today. We're gonna get
Thank you for
pancakes.
Have a
telling
nice
me that
day.
I've been screaming.
Yes. No problem, sir. Sorry about it being so public.
Don't worry, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
I would-
Oh, good. They found Morgan. So yes, that's
I would,
Ventus.
if it's not too much trouble, I would like some explanation about the war games because I feel like I wasn't here that day. I was like a little bit sick. Just a little rundown.
All we really know is that they're gonna. All we really know is it's going to happen. It's a plan, and other than that, I think the lesson last time was what we missed. But we can go over some stuff on the training grounds for you guys.
Alright.
Because we need to go over formations for the sake of memorizing a few of them. I hope they let us have access to it.
Nah, it's alright. I get
Good
it.
morning, Morgan.
Morning. Sorry for
Good
being
morning.
asleep for 2 days.
It's okay. It's a common thing here,
I should-
occasionally.
Should probably let you guys know I usually sleep up there. That way you
I
know
think we
where I
figured
am.
it out.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
I like the trees.
Hmm. Well, there is a bed in there if you need one.
I'll get used to the beds
Solus.
at some point.
Solus and Morgan are buddies today. I
Mhm.
think that's the only thing I really had to share. Okay.
Yeah.
We were gonna head to the cafeteria to get food. Ventus had food
Perfect.
delivered to them because they have two professors to order Madari to do so. So that was
Hey.
great
Alright.
to see.
You wanna race down there? I wanna stretch my legs.
Sure.
Can you hold the cup?
What are you gonna say, Varys?
Nothing? Really?
Where do you set to
3.
go?
Oh.
jeez.
She's fast.
Sleeping for 3 days, you would think otherwise, but
It's impressive nonetheless.
yeah, it is.
Oh, I was muted.
Oh.
I mean, I couldn't speak, but I was speaking.
You were
Do you guys
just
want to use the
thinking
teleporters?
if I have a
I
good
do
use
that
to the
often.
teleporters? Yes.
Was that a yes? 'Cause I think you're thinking in your head too.
No, I didn't say anything.
Oh, damn. Do you guys want to use the teleporters was the question. 'Cause
I
it's-
don't
can
see why
you-
not.
Can you use it?
I have been
Okay.
using them, yes.
Well, sometimes I do it and people feel like they have...
Yeah, that's good.
And go look around for sneaky
Did I-
places.
Did either of you teleport?
Nope.
Okay. Who won?
I did by only a little bit.
Ah,
By a hair.
so well done. Oh, Professor Takuya.
Oh, we actually see him folks. I'm surprised he's not
Good.
invisible.
Hello, sir.
Everything all right? I saw you all in a rush this morning.
Just stretching my legs. Been asleep for 2 days.
Swimming competition.
I see. Well, you two are moving quite quickly. Seems
I'm
like
getting
especially
faster.
people-
Soon I'm gonna be faster than you.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
Yes, we will.
Make sure of two things though while you're working together. While competition is encouraged, make sure that you also work together with your team. And it's obvious your color.
Yes, sir.
Right. I'm not sure what you all have on your itineraries today, what you plan to do, but I'll be circling around a magic class later on. So if you'll need me, I'll be there.
Oh,
Alright.
interesting.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, I'm hungry. I'm going to food.
Food sounds good.
Yes, you should all get some breakfast. Take it.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, Professor.
Thank you, sir.
I mean, at least Solus has someone to keep up with him.
Yeah. I thought Aquabita's here because I saw the back of his head from down the hole. Quiet winter, settling in.
It's your eyes. It's your eyes. Don't worry about it.
It's eyes?
It's your eyes. Don't worry about it. Nothing. That is.
I know, right?
Go well there.
Honestly.
Well, I ate a banana yesterday. Maybe that did something.
Speaking of bananas,
That-
a
One
lemon.
whole banana won't do that.
Perfect.
I don't think so.
This is exactly what I wanted.
Exactly what I wanted. I thought which one.
A lemon.
Oh God.
Apparently, today I'm eating
I don't
bananas.
think it was one banana.
Got me. Good
That
morning.
takes at least 10.
I might have eaten a bunch.
Morning.
I was really hungry at times.
Do you want the
Yeah.
banana?
I grabbed my hand of the fruit
Yeah, I'm
bowl
taking a
3
break.
times, and that's what I came up with.
Enjoy that.
Because the other two options were these 2 bananas. Lemon.
Do you prefer a lemon instead of a banana?
Because it's covered in starch.
What?
Filled with
Do you prefer a lemon instead of a banana?
I did. Kind of.
Alright.
It's what I grabbed. I did grab both of those, and then they were suddenly
I've
gone.
learned to just block out anything
I see where they've gone.
I grabbed this from the basket.
Solus, are you sure you don't
My
notice
suit
anything
keeps disappearing.
odd?
Also, I had the
Oh,
I'm gonna hold that in place for my psychic ability right now. Thank you, Savera, for holding that for me. Appreciated.
You had a good night?
Mm-hmm. Well, I saw pancakes and then I
What
thought about
happened?
sugar and then I thought I probably shouldn't eat sugar, so I grabbed the fleming.
The hair change. Did one of you
Jesus.
dye his hair in the
I
night?
don't know if that's much better.
No, he's always been like that. That's what he's saying.
Because it's sour. It's vitamin C and it's good for you.
Alright, well,
Yeah.
he's
Just don't
He's
smash
really
the
bright.
spray
I've
in
been
your
questioning
eyeball.
test
that.
if he's got the brighter hair or if he's got the brighter hair now.
Maybe we should put them next
Take it,
side to
Jimmy.
side.
Squeeze a lemon in your eye.
See? He's been doing that all morning.
Never mind. I'll explain
My
later.
hair's like a dark one.
Okay.
Right.
Have you looked in a mirror?
You look like a sun.
I have. It's something weird.
It's something
Like a
wrong with his
star in
eyes
the
too.
sky.
I'm not sure.
Don't worry.
I'm just not gonna bother at this point.
It's like, yeah, he looks normal to me.
What?
It's like, I can hold a
I'm so
shield while
silly,
I have a
how could I
lemon.
have not noticed? He looks perfectly
The
normal.
benefits are endless.
You're gonna
Oh.
hurt
Oh.
yourself.
I'm fine. I just need water after it.
Oh,
Why don't you
Ivan, you
like
want-
cut up the lemon and put it
He
in
just
your
walked through me with no consent.
What's the issue?
That's called lemonade.
this is why I'm glad
Why
I'm
do
on
you make
movement
up
now.
things that already
He
exist?
just walked through me without consent or any question.
What happened? What did he do?
Wide eyes,
Oh,
wide
maybe it's my
pimples. I don't think he had any pimples actually. Just a look of despair on his face. I don't know what the hell that was. Yeah, I don't know what that was.
No idea.
I think she was going to die.
So what made you choose a shield?
Well, I was given it by my family. So we're just gonna stick with it.
Is your family as
We're all
big as
kind
you?
of, you know,
You guys wanna sit?
Yeah.
bigger.
Yeah, I'm good.
You know?
I'm good.
Standing right in front of me.
Some of the arms are like, they're like 10 feet, so,
I'm gonna have more food. All this.
you know.
That's terrifying. I love it.
Oh no, it is. It's terrifying, but it's, I'm one of the smallest, funny enough.
I started shushing.
You're one of the smallest, but you're the tallest. Here.
And who
I'm
who was
the
like
tallest
the
here,
tallest?
but I'm one of the...
Mm.
Like up to the roof or
Like I said, some of the elders are like 10 foot, so...
Oh. Do you mind helping me? I just thought of something. The cows need to be fed and need water.
Sure, I can do that.
Sweet. I'll take care of the food if you can take care of the water.
Sure. Let me just
Alright. Enjoy.
see you around. Wait. There it goes. And we're back to Farming Simulator.
some.
Alright, where do they have the place for the water?
You can just set them either in front or next to them. They
Alright.
won't knock them over. They're usually good about it.
Alright,
Though, I do think we need a trough.
alright. I'll choose
Maybe that's something we can ask someone to make.
maybe like one of those big barrel things for the cows so we can put the food and the water there.
Oh, that's a good idea. An automated process. I was just going to keep doing it the way I have been.
There you go.
Everything taken care of then?
Everything good.
Perfect. We should find our team. We split off from our partners.
Yes.
They're not over there like they should be. When that alarm goes off. At least I think that's Where the hell did everyone go?
Maybe
Oh,
did they
weird.
change the place where they normally meet or?
Don't think so. Oh well, time to go look. Have you seen the rest of Team Terra? Okay, bye.
I think
Never
he
mind.
was in a
I
hurry.
see them right there. They're right in front of you.
Right in front of me?
What?
Um,
I am going to assume this way then.
Good morning.
hello.
Hi, Gallop.
Good morning.
Hello, Midori.
Where is the rest of the team?
Captain's meeting.
All right. But, you alright?
Yeah, spirits, you know, the drill. Sorry to startle you.
Well, you seem more startled than me, to be honest. So I was asking if you were alright.
Yeah, it was just. We should probably get to
Alright.
the other members.
They
Yeah,
were right there a second ago. I have no idea what they want.
Oh, it's just I can link you. I need my coffee. I'm barely staying awake as is. So, how do you like Rosewood so far?
It's been nice. It's quite open in general, and people are nice. I haven't experienced too much of the training and such yet, but I hope that I can do that a little bit today.
It's unique.
I was hoping to train a little bit of my healing magic with one of the professors that he offered the other day, but I haven't seen him today.
So hungry. I think I'm gonna make a big meal later. For everyone. What do you like?
I normally eat anything except for meat.
Vegetarian alternatives. I have something I can make then for you.
Alright.
What do you two like? Because I can make multiple
I
meals.
ain't picky. I'll eat anything
Not
you feed
picky.
me.
Ivian.
I could help you in the kitchen.
Sure. That works for me. What kind of food do you want to prepare then? If we're gonna do it together.
Anything you had on your minds. Like souls, I'm not picky.
Have an idea. So, something vegetarian for you. And if those two say the same thing. Pig. Probably, maybe.
Make them dye their hair white, I suppose. Okay, hello,
So,
Sarah.
Vera, Orange Jackson. Question.
Yes.
I plan on making a meal later, like a big meal. Me and Ivian. What do you two want? Or what are you in the mood for?
You go first.
I don't really have a preference.
Pancakes.
3 no preferences. Pancakes. Understood. Breakfast for dinner.
Thank you.
That actually works perfectly because that's perfect for you.
That works for me, yes.
Sweet.
Okay. So. Oh boy. So, what's his name? Acteris, Professor Acteris has a magic lesson today at the 2 event bell rings. That will be after the mandatory class. I believe Ignis and Umbra are repeating their lesson from yesterday. And while they are doing that, hopefully we'll have enough time, but I was hoping we could go over that lesson for 2 that weren't here yesterday regarding formations and callouts. And maybe to get a chance to see what 2 of you can do against an enemy when you're not holding back. So,
Ooh, don't tell me
is that
that.
everything?
That's a bad idea. I wouldn't recommend telling me to not hold back.
Did you mention the debate club?
Oh, there's a debate club happening in the library with Skyette, Professor Skyette, and Yui, I believe, or yes, Yui, Yuki?
She slightly scares me in
Yuki
a
from
respectful kind
Ventus.
of way.
Yes, her timid manner is terrifying. And so, if you're a member of the debate club, is that the third event bell ringing? Or is that after all the events?
I thought it was before.
It could be before. So it could be now, I suppose. I'm not positive. If you see Skya, you could double check with her. I could ask her. We'll see. I'll have to ask the professor just to be sure. Okay, I think that's everything. So, is that all the announcements that you can remember? Because that's everything I can remember. Other than that, we don't know anything about the war games, and we have to be careful and assume as much as we can. I tried to get what I could out of him. But...
Did they not set no rules? Like, what's the objective?
They didn't say anything about it.
They
were
give
being
us
too
a task on a war game. They give you a task such as capturing the enemy's item, eliminating all of the squadrons that were selected to partake in it, or defending an objective while another group attacks it.
So, essentially hurting others and stealing things.
That's pretty much the gist of it. So once
Morning, Team
once
Terra.
they tell us what it is,
Morning.
Morning. Good morning, Avi.
You're yellow. I thought you were blue.
No. I just didn't get a good look at it until now. Anyway.
What?
So, after the training, then we can start making food.
Sure. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Cool. Were any of you members of debate club? I don't remember signing up for it.
I don't even know what that is.
Okay. Cool. Okay. We could probably just go right to the training grounds then. If that's
Nice.
Excuse me?
He's busy. Okay, cool. Just seeing what he's up to. Okay, we're gonna head there now.
The war games are in 2 days.
Yes.
I think so.
I believe so.
Then
I don't want to training done before that.
I gotta pick up the slack because I forgot nearly like 3 of those announcements before you said something.
Have a nice, relaxing meal the entirety of Rosewood before the games. Could make a lot of fun.
Could do. That seems like a lot of work, though. I'm not a very good chef, so unless you have it down,
but
then...
it's just...
Symbiotic.
Pancakes are easy. I can take care of those.
I know.
Pancakes. For those who want, I can have separate pans and things ready for bacon, eggs, and whatnot.
But it's good, don't worry about it.
The vegetarian thing.
Sometimes I have to walk backwards so I can work forward.
Yes.
I was eating. It's fine. He can watch whatever he wants to. He's in charge, after all.
True.
Also, there's potential that he might give away any hint about the war games, which would be entertaining.
Really banking on that, huh? Trying to get it.
he went over there. He's got it amongst Lumen.
Speaking
I
of
was
dorms,
trying to
it's okay if I grab
figure out
something
who's
from the
looking at me.
Terra dorms real quick?
Yeah, I mean, if you need it, then sure. If you need it for training, then it's better to go grab it now than wait for later.
He's fine.
Hello, Val. Yes, we are actually here to go over the formations again today because the two of us missed it. Do they have a board? I don't believe they do. Okay. Did Irene explode? What happened?
He went back to the dorm.
He's going to the dorm. Grab something.
I thought so.
You
Okay,
went-
okay.
Mhm.
Alright.
You have a huge deal when you're bigger than him. If he knows he can intimidate you, he's gonna keep trying.
Come, Tara. Come on.
If he's
Let's find a bit of space in the dirt. He was
if
there.
he's trying to intimidate you, you could always come up with a weird thing. People will usually get intimidated back if you come up with a weird move.
Which means there must be some kind of
Like the Madari pile driver.
Okay.
The what?
Yeah, I'll just
free
put
of electricity, and then from there out it expels.
What?
The details of how it works, I don't really
We need too many voices so we can get it all across. Man, I wish I had pictures of it. And
So
also,
what did you tell us about the war games? Cause I don't think they understood.
They didn't say anything other than there were war games coming up and
No, what did you say? You
What did I
said
say?
something. You
To who?
told Avian to repeat what you had said.
Oh.
Some rocks.
But I don't think they remember.
Rocks now.
Wait, I don't.
It was specifically that we have had very little time to socialize, therefore we are at a disadvantage there. But we're going to see whether or not we are capable of handling ourselves physically, I suppose, within this next practice, or if we ever see combat as a full team. So, what we were learning about. Oh, it was just to keep an eye out for any terrain advantages that you could find, where we could have defensible positions, retreat to, maybe do hit and runs from, and as well as looking out for any advantage we could
Drive
grab.
by
just
elf.
So we could use the smallest amount of energy as possible when engaging with anyone, as that is the most optimal way to win any of these battles. I'm really grabbing it.
I remember
Okay,
you
so
said.
I
remember you said
I'm
that
the tankiest one here.
Terra is supposed to be more of the stealthy group, right?
Weirdly enough, I suppose so.
Set
There are
up
quite
that
a
way.
few
It's
forests
a
around, so
scouting. I think it's been mislabeled quite a few times out loud, but it is more of a scouting division, which means that we are going to be using diplomacy as well as secrecy to our
Right.
advantage where we can.
Oh,
Um,
secrecy is
secrets-
easy. I'm bad with words with
secrecy-
other people.
There you go. Secrecy is our stock and trade, and hitting the weak point hard and first is
Right.
probably
I can hit
the thing
things
we'd
hard.
be most interested in doing. Good. I'm glad. Okay, so I think we should work out these formations unless there was any other topics we needed to go over.
Nothing I can think of.
Okay. I'm just going to go off the top of my head. Assault and wedge formation are very similar and different. So in the assault formation, which is used in a what do you call it? Pushing attack, and for marching forward, breaking through lines, and narrow areas, would be more or less a straight line, and it would begin with team captain at the front of every formation to lead the orders and the motions of. Welcome back, and lead the motions of the team. Our second in command here takes up the rear of most formations to make sure that these orders are being relayed to everybody, and to keep track of every member of the team in case anyone goes down or we have a changing situation. But in any formation, it is our job to look out for each other. We can repeat orders after they are said out loud. I may even ask you all to do that on certain occasions, just to make sure we have that in practice. I think that's the gist of it. Did I miss anything, Sokra?
Not necessarily, not for that one, but there is phases that we should go over as well.
Yeah. So once we organize the formation, we will go over phases, and I believed it was captain, 3 members here, 1 member behind, and the second in command. I believe. And that is how. So let's form the formation up. Pick your spots. Yep. Okay. Cool.
All right.
So this would also be a good time to decide who we are going to have for formations in the specific spots. If I were to say assault, and we were to form these specific outlines, we'd want to know if we need to certain weapons here. The most interchangeable members of the team are going to be you 4, as you don't have the captain or second in command role. So if you come up with ideas, share them. Yes, because that was.
I think since I don't have a weapon, it would be much more strategic for me to be in the center. I can't really stab outwards, though I can barrel something down.
Sure. Okay. Okay. Now we will go over faces for this first formation. When I say the words forward face, that means forward facing the captain, and that means that the formation is to turn to face the captain. If I say left face, that means we all turn 90 degrees to the left. If I say right face, it is the same for the right, 90 degrees. If I say
about face or
about face, yes. Thank you, Morgan. About face, we turn about 180 degrees behind us. So, let's all practice that now. Everyone, forward face. Left face. Forward face. About face. Good. And left face.
Will we always to our left or to
Left
like?
face. Yes, go left.
It's always 90 degrees to whichever direction you're looking.
All right.
That makes sense.
It's not to the like original formation, but to the position currently, right?
No. Relative to where you're looking, left and right are, and about face as well. But forward face will always be facing the captain.
All right.
Facing the right.
So,
that makes sense.
This is assault formation. It's a very tight formation for narrow spaces. It keeps the enemy from getting past us, and it keeps us barreling through the enemy like a spearhead. And their line. The next formation to learn is the wedge formation, which is like assault formation except more spaced out. So I want you all to take about 5 steps away from each other. Good.
Don't really know how much I'm going to move. Everyone else moves away from me.
No, I am the linchpin. So with more distance, we would probably just be all back. But Savira, do you remember any of them being in different areas for wedge formation?
No, this is really just assault formation, but wider. So.
Okay. Do yes, so wedge formation is assault formation, but wider. It's for searching wider areas, fighting with wider gaps, and has its uses in large fields, wide open spaces such as the training grounds here. Or if we ever need to find an item and we need more eyes. We never really want to get farther than, I would say, here. As once we start losing the ability to communicate, I can't tell you if an enemy is charging.
We could hit him for a good
I mean,
bit,
you
to be
could
fair.
always shout.
I can't hear him from the back.
Right. So, not all of you will be able to relay an exact order as easily, but you can probably hear me from here, and that's true. Ferris, I can shout, but sometimes we don't have the time to call out to each other. So, don't go too far in wedge formation, but we're going to go over this one more time. Okay. About face. Left face. Right face. Forward face. Alright, good. Good job, everyone. Okay, that's wedge formation. The last formation is the... well, was shield before. Called the column formation. I will stay here to practice the linchpin motion. But it is where we line up in a sort of zigzag sideways. So for the four that were part of the lesson, form column formation now, please. Come on. Okay. Like this. Solus goes a bit to the left. A bit to the left. Yes. It bounces back and forth. And are you at the very end or are you in the center somewhere?
I was at the end.
Okay. So we would have to be forming let's say Morgan here and Varys to the other side of me. I think it was
Me here?
It's hard to remember the exact photographic formation of it. Yes.
It's kind of like people are in between the gaps.
So
that's how we'll be facing.
So, Captain,
like
you're
this.
gonna want to be on the left shoulder of Varys, and then yes, and then goes in, out, and.
Yes.
Like a W. Almost.
Yep. Lightning bolt.
I'll pretend like I know what a W is. Oh no! Everyone keeps saying it looks weird. It looks fine. I think it looks fine. I don't know what's up with it. Everyone's looking at it.
I think it looks snazzy.
It's just I didn't say that it was weird. It's just that it looks brighter. Did you get a hair dye?
No, I didn't do anything to it.
It's always been that bright. What are you talking about?
It's not bright. It's never been bright. It's dark.
I mean, his hair
It's the
obviously
same color it's always
dyed.
been.
I mean, he still has hair.
It is different. It's exploding with style.
Technically, all hair is dead.
Thanks.
In a weird way.
Have you seen the rest
It's
of
the follicle
Hair
makes
is
a life.
dead. That's true.
But you can change your hair color? Magic?
Maybe.
I don't think
I mean, if you fall in mud, you can change a lot of colors.
If you grab different tinctures, you can change your hair color if you want to.
I saw your captain running
get covered in
by
blood,
us, and we're
if you-
coming back from the farm area,
you know.
so I don't know if he's anywhere over there.
Cal and Elias are taking a bet.
Light yourself on fire, you'll change color.
Yuki might be in the library.
If you squish blueberries,
I believe so.
Thank you. I'll check the library.
Yeah. That's about right.
Take it easy.
Pick, but it's true.
Kiki.
Okay.
Is bathing together a regular thing?
what?
I thought I should take
What
a
do you
bath.
mean?
I
You said
don't think
that
they're
they're-
bathing together.
Oh, I thought they said Talon. I misheard. Oh well. Hi.
Oh boy.
Sorry.
Morgan. Perfect, almost. Yes, I think that should be it. Do you want to stand about here between them? Is that anyone? Yes. Okay, good. So, this is column formation. Pack it in a bit tighter. Ladies and gents, a little bit. Okay. I would say using this formation for holding a line, such as a hot gate tactic. You want to, like a doorway, a rather wide doorway, or an area between two ends of defenses, maybe a castle gate. This is the formation where we make a stand and we dig our feet in and we don't let the enemy take us down. And if anything, we are pushing forward toward them. So this is column formation. It is our what did he call it? Bread and butter, I suppose, for combat. We want to be making use of it when we are engaging with larger numbers of squads and enemies. Okay, let's do that exercise one more time. Terra, about face. Left face. Right face. Right face. Right face. Forward face. Good, everyone was paying attention. Okay. Why does my shield do this? So, I believe that's everything regarding the three major formations. The only one we have left is diamond formation, but before we move on, I would like to ask everyone to form assault formation. Very good. Okay, wedge formation. Well done, Terra. Well done. Column formation. Well done. Good job, Terra. Okay, those are the three major ones. Now, in wedge, assault, and column, is there any preference you believe would be satisfactory tactical advantage to move a member around?
I think I prefer being in the middle of each.
For column? Of each one, okay.
Yes.
Okay, that sounds good.
I don't have pointy weapons like you guys in reach. I mainly just got my fists, so it would be easier.
I don't really have anything pointy either.
I technically also have range. Ooh, the flex.
Okay.
Sorry.
I don't
technically
think
have
there's any range. Well,
as
actually,
well.
I do have range. I do have a ranged weapon.
Come again?
I said hang tough, Morgan.
Be tough.
Handcuff?
Handcuff.
Hang
Oh.
tough.
Oh, hang tough. Oh, you have a slingshot. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Professor, may I use a spell?
I can warn it.
I was giving an example for the sake of the rock. Yes,
If we're
Salia.
gonna use spells, should we face in the direction?
Maybe to the targets?
Yes.
Because this is the entrance of the training grounds.
Morgan, you are welcome
Directly
to
at the
use your spell to
teleporter,
show us.
no less.
Oof.
Or with it.
I think your aim is involved.
Whoa.
That's a little high.
Hopefully it didn't fry any bird nests.
Free food.
Was it electrical? What's the mana class called for that?
Yes, it's electrum.
Looked like it.
Lightning.
Oh.
Which is weird, because the other thing I can do is turn my arms into metal. Very polar opposites.
Actually, metal conducts electricity, so technically it works.
It's a matter of perspective. That sounds useful for, can you guard direct melee attacks with that?
Yes.
Your skin? Sounds like it could be useful for defense.
The arms turn.
Saw him near the
What about
hall.
getting you some
like to
gauntlets or something like that in the meantime, so you don't have to use your spell all the time?
I
You'll be able to
would love
guard
to.
anyway.
I don't know anyone in the crafting division though.
Is it possible to get her some
We should open
gauntlets?
up relations in there.
You good?
Actually,
Oh no, it's quite.
Yeah,
We
you
could
Professor.
look in the basement too.
Uh,
I believe we have some iron left over we could work.
I think wedge
Crafting
formation
division.
has its flaws.
Okay. Share. Do share.
Can I? Can I get everyone in the wedge formation real quick that we have here? Just to get an idea of it.
I need
Instead,
gauntlets made.
look at it
because
from an
I
outside
punch.
perspective real quick.
I don't have other weapons.
Sure.
So I need something more
Yeah,
protective
we're
for my arms.
missing
Would you like to pull?
Do you know Val?
Yeah, with the thingy to finish. Don't worry.
Yes.
All right.
He's been running the forge.
We have one final formation to review, and then I wanted to see Varus and Morgan for some ability here.
When
Davia, did you have a
you're
comment
done,
about any of
might I have a
formations?
word? No.
Yes.
No, there are only 4.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Don't want to give him any extra work. Very well.
Okay.
Perfect.
If I see Bombadil, I'll let him know that you're looking for him.
Perfect then. And if you're looking to see just how sturdy my arms can get, we are more than welcome to test.
I would leave it up to one of the boys capable of more force. But yes, that sounds good. Okay. Terra, wedge formation. Solus had something to show us.
Yeah. Which formation on Jackson? Just real quick.
Face this way.
And of course, I'm usually there. See, it's useful, I imagine, in a scenario where we're getting attacked from all angles, but the wedge doesn't seem to really be a focus on that. It seems to be just slightly wider out the front. And I feel like having, our 2 newbies in the middle there is really wasting potential. So, just an idea, if I'm here, maybe for wedge we could see about Morgan coming up, and Varys, if you want to fill in these gaps, and then if you want to come closer up, Severa, to kind of be in the middle, we can form a more tightly knit but also further apart arrowhead that allows us to actually push on with force, because there's only so much the 3 of us can do up front, and with this large gap they're going to be
Like
pushing
something
through
like
anyway,
this?
so why not cover up the large gap with
And
2 people that
Morgan
can
there?
actually give it a bit of welly.
That's very true. It does fill in the gaps and still keeps one individual behind you to catch any stragglers that you may leave.
I see.
It does
Professor, do you
cover
have any
much more.
comments?
Well,
And
I
if
could
we're
definitely see
more
the
worried
merit.
about our healer in the back here, maybe Severa, if you move in, like kind of between Morgan and Varys here, so you're in the middle of that, you are slap bang in the middle, you are protected from the front, and if something were to appear from the back, you have been keeping up the rear anyway, so you can keep an eye on that. And we have a much more
Yeah, that's
focused
true.
actual attack group instead of big gaps that, I've got a pretty decently sized sword, but I can only reach so far with it. With the current wedge we had, I'd be leaning constantly to stop it from going in to attack Morgan, who's just waiting in the middle for, what? One bad guy, one soldier to run through the middle of it?
Individual who might... Correct.
I can see the merit of what Solus is saying. But it's more, you need to agree as a team on this, more than I can give my insight.
To be quite
Xavier,
honest,
can
I
you
agree.
see all members in
I
your
agree.
periphery?
I can
I
see more
absolutely
if I
agree.
step back just
To
a
be
little
quite
bit,
frank.
but I think this would be fine. Because they're
Okay.
in my peripherals.
We could name this something different. I don't want to completely overwrite the wedge thing, but I feel like
I
this
think that would be
more
your call
useful in
because
more
you're the
situations than the
team mom, I suppose. The wonder what all of them.
You're the
Okay.
team mother.
No,
Reminds me of
Xavier would be.
Personally.
Yes, I agree. It's a wedge. Okay.
It is a good formation, and why I say that, Jackson, if you don't mind raising your shield. say if I were to attack him, you all have the chance to not only surround me, but to be able to protect Jackson from a follow-up. Since I would be coming probably to attack him here.
You can block there.
Oh, I accidentally pulled that out. Didn't happen.
You can block there if need be. I'm able to come from the side and knock off balance.
Don't worry about it.
Right. But the style also helps you with multiple targets, as you can see. Since, at this point, you would need to be able to deal with multiple situations. No situation is the same, and usually how missions or mission reports go, it's usually never 1-on-1 or 1-on-5. It's usually 5 or more on 5 or 6, depending on the situation.
You have the potential to be outnumbered and outmoved.
Exactly, and why your singular skills, but also your team development is very important. Since you all could be strong on an individual singular to singular basis, it would be good to say that you could handle formation singular. But what if there's multiple enemies? Just as Jackson has been telling you all along, which he's been doing brilliantly, per se, that you all have to work together as a team, understand each other, and protect your assets. Because as soon as Jackson takes a hit, as soon as Morgan takes a hit, Ivian, Solus, well, you get the picture. As soon as you're wounded, it starts to lower your efficiency.
Yes, sir. Okay, thank you, sir. The only thing vulnerable next to our backsides on the field is the formation. Oh, sorry, most vulnerable. They rarely ever survive in perfect sync and fluidity, so what we need to aim for, specifically when we're out there, is we can all hear each other in shouting distance. If I was to give you an order as to where we were moving, I would ask you to repeat it to make sure that we were all in line. This hopefully won't be too often, but I will try to remember such practice. I believe... Okay, yes, the last formation after wedge is diamond formation. And before we move on to that, are there any other comments on any other formations?
No.
Good. Okay. Professor, would you be our VIP?
Sure, I can do that for you. Where should I
In
start?
diamond formation... Right there is fine. In diamond formation, the goal of the formation is to protect a very important person. The individual could be wounded, could be a person of great interest politically and diplomatically. It could just be a civilian. But the entire point of diamond formation is to make sure that they are defended on all sides, whether or not they can protect themselves. We want to make sure they don't have to do so with too much effort. So, those of you that were at the lesson, please form diamond formation. And Varus and Morgan, please stand in front of me real quick. Diamond formation. Around Professor Takuya, me in the front. Okay. It's similar to assault formation, the only difference being one of you are going to be our forward scout, guiding us in directions where we will not be encountering many people, and they will be to my upper right, a bit of a distance away, and the other one will be behind the VIP, watching both sides of the second in command. Back. Or front. I suppose both sides. You will be defending on both sides then. So, which of you would like to be the forwards?
Well, you're faster than me, but I'm not sure how you managed yourself to like find pathway nature if we ever find ourselves in that situation.
I am faster. Me and Solus are the two fastest. I suppose me being the scout would be much more strategic. I can get to and fro.
Is there any other member who believes a switch is in order? Ivy?
I would be willing to scout ahead if need be.
Okay. All right. Terra. So was that Varus you were volunteering to stand behind the VIP?
Sure, I can do that.
Do so. And Morgan.
Like right behind the VIP?
I think there's a thing. Yes. Okay.
Mhm.
Perfect. Yes. Perfect. Okay. Excluding the VIP, more or less. Terra, about face.
Well,
I suppose that's
I
fine.
suppose we're already looking.
Oh yes, about is fine. Terra, left face. Forward face. Very good. Very good. Okay. All right. I believe that concludes a lot of the practices. So we'll go over it real quick, out of order. Wherever I move. Terra, form column formation. Well done. Okay, Terra. Assault formation. Wedge formation.
The new one or the old one?
The new one.
Yes. The new one. It's the new one then.
Good, okay. Terra, diamond formation. Go. Well done. Well done, everyone. Look out left. Good. Good. I believe this concludes the formation lesson. Unfortunately, we don't have a team to try and run over at the moment, but I suppose I would invite anyone who was nearby to do so with us. Okay, so that was everything to catch up. The ones that were not there on the mission, thank you, sir, for providing us a VIP to guard and for the input about the formations.
Not at all. I like to see that your team synergy is working together.
Yes, sir. It's very good. If there are any comments about the formations, you can talk to me or Sarvera about the changes. At any point. For those of you that... Oh yeah, we already went over that. Okay. The only other thing I wanted to do today was Varus and Morgan walk the two of you over to the training dummies to see what we're dealing with, and the rest of you can spar or do what you need to be doing.
If I may also recommend, Varus, if they were to attack me head on, so I can show the defense of my arms.
Sure. Sure. That sounds good.
Alright.
Right.
Can we swap?
Something about iron arms.
Can we swap Varus in for another member? Thank you, Gil. Who? What? I think that was Gil. Thank you, Gil.
Hands up on that.
Level
Oh.
2 random citizen. Thank you, Gil. Okay. Can we swap Varus in for Solus or another member? And I will take him first with his training dummies.
We can.
Okay, cool. Solus, do the demonstration.
Should I use a blunt weapon, Captain, or
Would recommend it.
It's up to her.
Yeah,
Okay, Varus, follow me.
I would recommend it.
Good morning, Oral. Good to see you.
Morning.
Oh, you got a flintlock. Nice.
I finished crafting it just yesterday with
Okay, Varus.
the help of a...
Do you have weapons?
This is my only weapons I have myself, but I am trained with other ones. But I prefer these ones.
Okay, so the dummy here is a pseudo enemy for you to beat whenever you feel the need to practice out new techniques. What I want you to do is try to break it into pieces with everything you have. Okay?
Alright.
Alright. Don't hurt yourself. But, well, do what you can. You gotta go. Very good. Don't be afraid to put all your energy into it.
Alright.
Okay?
I'm more of a training more defense than offense, but I'll do my
Would
best.
you like well, yeah. No, just well, let's say this target is unarmed and you have been given the order to eliminate them. But they are still pretty tough. Yeah. Are you familiar with combat?
We
Any
did
previous military training?
not military, but we train normally on my clan, just to defend ourselves in case we got attacked by either beast or bandits.
Have you ever been in a fight?
A few, already. Yes. Mostly against beast, but a few against bandits.
Okay. I want you to put energy into your strikes, okay? I'll try to demonstrate what I mean. Yeah. I felt you were holding back. God damn it. There we are. Okay. Do you see what I mean?
Alright.
Okay. Now fuck it up. Nice. Good. Okay. Useful pompas. I've seen another student use them before. She had them sharpened at the end though. You could look into that, tipping them with iron or metal of some kind. Perhaps even Aethertech to carry some sort of conductive mana if you need so.
I'm not sure.
Do you practice magic?
I do practice magic, yes.
I forgot to tell them about that. Okay. Okay, good. What magic do you have?
I specialize most in the healing and defensive magic. At the moment I can only perform a healing spell, but I'm working on a area healing spell at the moment and a wall to protect.
Oh.
Made of rock.
A shield. That would be useful. A shield.
More than a shield, it's like a wall in front of me that I can create and live there.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. That sounds useful. So healing magic. Okay, I see. Well, if you use any more, I guess if you learn any spells that are more offensive, but I do think that is a benefit to have such a thing in store. I'm glad.
Yeah.
Do you have a division in mind that you're joining?
I was thinking of the medical division, and I think they already consider me part of the farming division too.
Right. I believe you can swap out if you feel the need to, but it's up to you. Okay, cool. So what I noticed was you were going for a lot of the open vital areas, and if you see over here on this suit of armor, the likelihood at least of them having the areas more hidden is high. The more intelligent the prey we're dealing with is.
That depends on the enemy, of course. If I was like put in front of this one, I will try to go for more on the neck, where the helmet and the armor connect, or trying to use the this part of my tonfa to take the shield out and then
I chose the unarmored one for that reason. Is I wanted to see what you would do against a lack of defenses, but just calling to attention, something you probably already know, which is make sure you have a suitable opening when you go for the jugular.
Absolutely.
Well done, Varys. Thank you. Look
I
forward
have
to seeing your spell in action.
quite a bit of knowledge of internal organs, so if I'm fighting something as a humanoid, I can try to hit the more sensible parts.
Good, good, I'm glad. Okay. I think that's everything for you, unless you had a spell you wanted to try on the dummy or anything
I
else?
don't have any offensive spells at the moment. I can only just do a little bit of healing magic.
Oh.
That can, depending on the time.
I believe
so
yes, I've seen you do this. Yes, I remember I saw you do that earlier. Alright, well, good. I'm glad we have 2 healers now, at least.
But
I
I
might
am
even have another one. I forget if...
practicing on a spell that I took with one of the professors that I think I have it figured out, but I think I need a little bit of guidance to imagine that spell, but in a big area around me. So if the whole squad, we are in a, for example, the diamond formation, I could heal the whole squad.
Well done, Varys. Good. I look forward to this. If you wish to spar with Iveen or Solus when they wrap up over there, you are welcome to do so. I think I might pull Morgan over here real quick.
Alright.
Okay. Cool. You were watching?
Yes.
Question: what will be
Did you
the best
overhear what he-
professor
Yes.
to ask about more of the healing magic?
I believe we'd have the ability to ask Professor Acteris at his lesson today, which I actually did plan on dragging them to. I don't know if I missed that announcement.
I think Actaris and Bellicosa.
Yes.
Alright, thank you.
They are the top. Yeah, you're good. Okay, well, if you overheard him, he was saying he had a defensive spell in mind.
There are several organs that you could smash on a counterattack right now. You could punch me in the ribs and break one of my ribs.
Rather loud.
Hit me in either one of my sides, one of my kidneys, which hitting someone in the kidney always usually provokes a reaction. There's also other vital spots, but I'll leave your imagination to that.
I think it's just me not being used to it.
Never thought of something like that. Thank you.
Well, it's not about the style, but it's definitely more.
Still, just in case there is
Most of these types of styles, they are made to debilitate and remove your opponent from the fight. The longer a fight goes on, the more errors can occur. And when those errors occur, it could cost your life or the life of a team. I don't need to explain that one. But the ability that you have and the interesting and unique way you can interact with weapons is very interesting. But when you make those strikes, you have to be decisive.
They look like they were, those shoes with the wheels in it.
And it's only
No
your arms
second
right now,
thoughts,
right?
no hesitation.
Or no, 4.
Yes, only arms up to here. I am going to try to work the spell to eventually be able to.
So I'm guessing Umbra is still inside then.
Or even further.
I haven't seen Emily. They were so Ignis out front.
The idea is to be able to eventually be able to use my legs just as much as combat. Because
grounding.
Even with, say, the downward strike, if I can't move my arms, I still have a leg to move.
Oh god, and I would be getting like kicked like a horse. Oh, I already feel sore just thinking about it.
And to
But
be
just
fair,
in the same way,
most people are trained to deal with torso up attacks, mainly punches or swings. They don't pay attention to down below. A kick is just as good as a punch, actually, if not paying attention.
just warn you, even with the most training in the world, there's still the kidneys and the sides here that are easily able to make someone lean over.
I don't know anymore.
That would be the only way that I would see to deal with you either, since I would have to make a direction skill and try to have you block, where I'd have to challenge your hand down here. Yes, that would be the way that I do. But your iron stance also doesn't let me do this to turn your arm the other way. Because you would just... See what I mean? Can't move it.
Right. Solid. A wrist blade.
Well, your
I
arm
see
is already
your
like a
blade.
mace. Ah, that's my hidden blade.
That was amazing timing for that gunshot.
It
Morgan, when
was.
you're ready, I would like to call you over to the training dummy when you're finished here.
Sure.
But yes, it seems you're learning useful information about the body and arms.
Alright, well, I just wanted to say that with your abilities and the leadership of Terra, I think you could definitely make some good use of them.
I agree. Thank you. You've actually given me a few things to think about and drink.
And of course, I am your mentor. I try to give you something.
Well, hopefully they'll at least put the good fight up.
He said he wanted to watch what I'm capable of, and he's going talking instead.
We have advantages. We are looking for them as many other teams.
Right, would anybody else like to be evaluated while I'm open for discussion?
I have a lesson plan with him.
I won't hold you.
Sort of lesson. No, it won't be too long.
Good luck with your preparations.
You're used to fighting big targets, right? Big shields and, you know, all the kind. You use light weaponry. How would you suggest is the best way to disable that opponent before they can do anything to really, you know, put your team in their tracks, you know? Because there's quite a few people here, unfortunately, that like to use their big shields, and as a team, we're not overly defensive, so if we could figure out some way to, you know, if we're put up against some sort of big enemy, we don't really have much of a defense to stand up against them for long. I think we need to figure out a way to quickly disable people before they can harm us.
When you are talking of a big enemy, do you have a particular person in mind? I could give you a general rule, but if it's aimed towards someone specific, I could give you more direct advice.
Well, the person that comes to mind is someone I had a spar of recently, Kingsley. They're slow, but their shield is ginormous. It seems to cover most of their body, if not all of it, and they're fast enough to at least protect themselves from most attacks. I've had a few thinks about how I could be being someone like that, but I'm drawing blanks in some areas.
Kingsley. Well, when it comes to bigger targets with frontal defense, it's usually more the same with what I was talking with Morgan, is annihilating the weak spots. These would be joints. Getting behind, nicking the knees, the legs, anything to cause them pain. It's hard to say without things being a little bit more dramatic and... Huh. Right. When it comes to Kingsley, I'd say that you'll have to bait out those attacks. You'll have to bait out Kingsley trying to make an offensive push. Seeing as Kingsley is more of a defensive unit, if you just coast them and try to wear out their patience, they might make a move. Or strike every once and again and conserve your stamina, since it will be a fight of wills at that point. Your sword versus their shield. But the shield doesn't want to stay in combat forever. There's no one who wants to hold the defense for 1,000 years. Eventually. Actually, this might be a good teaching lesson. I'll be right back.
I might also make a suggestion. Is to use the first thing that comes to mind is the arrow formation that we did, but use Morgan to your advantage, because she's on the same side as you. If you can be in front of Kingsley, or even the other way around, then the other one can get behind him.
Yeah, I was thinking about some other stuff as well. Although, you know, as our professor did say, there's not really going to be a situation where it is going to be 5 of us versus 1 person. in a scenario that should be that, we could possibly work with our arrow formation. We have Jackson at the front usually. They block the attack. We could see about doing some sort of quick reconnaissance, kind of loop around the person, surround them from all sides, and just have at them. Something like that. They don't stand a chance, right?
Right. So, imagine the shield is Kingsley's. How would you approach this?
Well, let's see your best shot, Captain.
Well, Professor? My usual approach to Kingsley is actually try and get a little bit closer. The shield's pretty massive, and in comparison I'm pretty small to them, so it's hard for them to see me. If I can keep low, typically the idea is to try and strike them down by the legs. They're pretty afraid, I think, of getting their face hit at all, so I think that's my usual plan of attack.
Right, but also I want you to keep in mind that you want to keep zone. The thing with the shield is you're now within their range of engagement, so let's say that you went for that low strike.
Mm-hmm.
I told the blind spots, alright. If
Now I could go.
asset to the team, then I feel that's...
See.
Alright, fair point. Just be careful.
Well, that's depending on what Kingsley's shield
get quite angry.
technique is. But they might just try to defend you,
Until now,
as per
I don't
just
know
this.
about that.
Maybe try to ramp to
My
push you back.
word of advice: if the cursor finds out,
The thing with the shield and
from what
Kingsley
I've
is
seen anyway.
if he's near today, they might be roasted.
the thing with Kingsley is you're fighting at a stamina battle at this point. It's your aggression versus their mitigation. They're trying to stay defensive. They don't want to get hit, and they want to use as little energy as possible.
Varus, do you know basic magic? Mana gates and
When this fight gets easier,
I don't think I've been instructed in
manifestation.
that.
attack Kingsley from two fronts. If
Okay.
it's just you, don't be afraid to create distance and create space.
I know.
Solar should know
This
basic
is not
magic.
exactly a battle that a front arm can win.
I hope so.
Okay.
I would like to instruct them to go to...
Sometimes it's not about the instant
Terrace's
victory,
class, but
but it's more about the
they're ready to
timing
spar.
and
Maybe I
planning
should
that you
let
can
them do
make
that.
from it. They can't really hurt you unless
It
they
was
go
an
in.
optional class, it should be up to them.
That would also create a point of
Yeah.
attack. Say, like, if I wanted to attack you now,
I'll just remind them.
I might have to do something.
Varus, if you wish to learn about basic magic, Acteris' class is teaching it now,
Defensive unit to attack.
and you may be able to get knowledge that would otherwise need to be second-hand, other
Where
than the instructor himself.
is the class taking
It
place?
should be the second floor of the main building. I don't know exactly where. I could go with you to look, but I was going to tell
Alright.
Irene if you were going to attend. Okay.
I would like to attend, yes.
Right. But usually with a shielder, they also don't fight alone. So a shielder is usually followed up by a melee or some type of longer range attack. A shield, if you don't actually engage and keep patience, make them wary, make them try to attack, you'll exhaust them before they exhaust you.
See.
Right.
Thank you, that makes a lot of sense.
Watch this. Take a couple steps back.
Alright. No
Alright.
problem. Alright.
Now watch this.
Savira, who were you paired with? Morgan?
I
Or
was
was it-
paired,
There's no way I can
paired with
attack you
Ivy.
from this distance.
Ivy,
There's
okay.
not
Okay.
a singular move I
I'll
can
stick with
do
my partner.
unless I
I'm ready to go,
exhaust my
Varus.
shield.
Alright.
When you are.
God forbid the defensive
Ready whenever you are. I'm not sure where the place is, so I'll follow you.
Main building, or the school, or the blue crystal, I suppose you could call it as well. Okay. Oh, no, the blue crystal is the docks. I'm sorry.
It's the
green
ring one, I believe.
Yes. Let me know when you're ready. Alright.
I'm ready.
I just want to make sure I'm not flexing. Okay, good. Here we go. So we are a bit late, as it is now. I just wanted to get the basics in for anybody that didn't know, so that we could all talk about basic magic if we needed to.
Well, you are a team leader and you have lots of responsibility, so I believe.
Yeah, we'll go look upstairs first before we
Alright.
get lost anywhere. Kuya.
Continue it or
So,
something.
let's see. Oh, we could be off. That's the church. This is Actaris's class. Combat.
How long it takes to open this lock? I have to come do complex solutions, make a
I probably have to ask.
3 times, use some other stuff to open it.
Oh, not looking forward to that. I have no idea what Bellicose is. Maybe she's having something. Nope.
Maybe we're too late?
Rosewood with something.
Could be late.
We'll make you into something more, if that's what you
I don't know
wish.
what we're gonna do without you.
Sounds like something's going on upstairs.
You need help?
I'm pretty sure now that you've seen my special technique.
I'm sorry, Varys. I'm just trying to find my way to the stairs now at this point.
It's alright.
But I have not used this direction before. Oh, okay, here. There's a circle up. Please don't be a dead end, because this could be a dead end. It might have been a dead end. I think we're at a dead end, but we did find a watchtower.
It looked like a watchtower, yes. I think we're past the height of the school.
We did pass. Yeah, we passed. We passed the height of the school. We did. Okay. Yep. We are already running late, but we might be not too late necessarily, just late enough to receive minimal information. I believe. Usually there are many questions being asked at a lot of these different lessons, as I've found in the history of attending them. Sorry, I keep leaving you behind.
It's alright. I was like looking to the side, but there are stairs right there. Maybe. Right.
Is there a bullet hole? Yes, it went through the wall.
He didn't say third floor is the main reason that I'm holding. It seems as though we should have had something else.
Is there any way I can help?
Unless you know anything about
Oh, perhaps this was debate. Is this debate class?
No, it's already.
It's over. Okay. No, I was looking for the magic.
Hello, no.
The magic for Actaris's class. The magic rundown.
Apparently it's on the first floor.
It's the first floor?
You can,
I thought it was second floor.
It's first floor. You can kind of see the
My
lights
God.
of his light crystals kind of bleeding in the underneath of the door.
Thank you, Captain. Thank you, Lieutenant, as well. Okay, we will go to the first floor now. Sorry, Varys.
Maybe even anger. Oh.
Oh, God. The pain.
It's alright.
Some choice words to say.
The pain
like
of
you
walking.
and R.
It'll never be okay.
Get
It is
angry and
okay.
sad to do it.
Or is it?
That's just how it is.
It's how occult magic and divine magic works.
Yeah, so I'm learning.
That's Nella.
Can I talk
It
to
sounds
you
good.
for a
Those ears
second?
Where is the magic class?
Have you always had those? Let's go.
I thought they'd give me secondhand
No,
information. I was wrong.
okay.
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 Not very perceptive.
I do not hear anybody.
That's the Chancellor. That's Bombardier. Fuck. No, me neither. Hang on. Might be over here. Come on! He's mid-speech.
Wait, because we have that magical technology.
Yeah?
So this is by no means me making fun of it.
There's not a lot of warmth around. Starting a bonfire is an acceptable plan. Will help gather the mana, though it's not going to gather a lot of it very fast. So make sure you plan well ahead if you're in a situation like that.
What of the ashes?
The the ashes fall into a bit of a tricky spot. It'll have a bit of a mix of both ignis and plant-based. This is due to it being the creation of fire and plant. Either of you would like to step up and take seats?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Good question.
Do you have a question, Ollie?
No.
Ego.
Is this same principle applied through other mana gates?
Well, the mana gate is not limited to one school. You know how to cast a spell using Ignis. It doesn't remove your ability to use Cryo. So, the mana gate itself is able to allow mana of any type to pass through it. However, you cannot store mana in your mana gate. This is, as I said, with the practice I've had a few of you do. You can pull mana in and hold it for a few seconds. It's the same with a spell. If you're going to try and prepare a spell to fire, say give your team just a few moments to move out of the way, you'll probably have at most 5 seconds to hold that spell. Maybe 6 if you're well practiced. But longer than that, you risk mana poisoning, or your body forcefully releasing the spell. At which point, you're in trouble if you're holding something like, say, a fireball. They didn't take those 5 or 6 seconds to move out of the way. Well, it's up to them to dodge the rest. Or it's up to you to readjust your aim and receive a backlash. Are there any more questions for mana or mana gates?
I have a question.
Ah, yes.
I know that spending too much mana can damage my mana gate, but what if I spend the mana very quickly? Does that have an effect? Does the speed?
That would depend. Now, on a basic level, spending mana very quickly will not have a terrible effect. Spending too much mana, such as trying to forcefully cast a spell of a circle higher than you are practiced or physically ready for, will cause harm. So if your mana gate is only capable of a first circle spell, attempting to force a second circle spell will harm you. Avi.
I'm not sure if it was talked about, but what happens when you're dry out of mana and you cast something anyway?
Well, if you try to cast once you've used up the mana that your mana gate is able to use, for those of you who have an affinity, this would be the energy you naturally have inside of you. For those of you who do not, this is mana that you've pulled from your environment and passed through your mana gate. To further pull mana from the environment and try to force it through you will begin to physically harm you. Your mana gate will be damaged, and the mana will not be fully controlled as you cast it. Imagine it as if... would be a good example. Now, we'll use your weapon as an example. Say you could hit a piece of stone 20 times before your weapon was to the breaking point. What happened to your weapon if you hit it 21 times?
It'll snap.
Worst case scenario, most likely first it would chip, and then it would chip again, and then it might crack, and then it would break. This is what happens to you physically, as mana is forced through your body and through your mana gates if you try to cast once you've reached your normal limit. First it hurts just a little bit, then it hurts a lot more. This is not also limited just to how many times you cast, it's how much mana you push through. If you were to try and force yourself to cast just one spell, but it was a higher circle, it would cause far more damage than just casting once of a lower circle. Nothing. Any more along this line of questioning? Jackson.
If it hasn't been reviewed already, I was curious what a mana potion does to a mana gate.
No. A mana potion is a bit of an oddity in terms of how things work naturally. How a healing potion allows it to close wounds, quickly helps your body recover somewhat. It is the same for a mana potion. It helps your mana gate recover, as well as quickly allows you to pull more mana through you. For those with an affinity, this allows you to recover mana that is within you. And for those without it, as I said previously, it simply recovers the mana gate, puts it back to where it's in a more usable state. However, this is also why you have to be careful. Having too many mana potions, or trying to drink one while you are not getting tired, we'll say. You haven't reached about halfway through what you're capable of. A mana potion will attempt to repair what it thinks is damaged and pull a little too much mana, which again falls into the issue of mana poisoning.
Thank you, sir.
Avi.
How does one acquire an affinity?
Skipping ahead a bit, but an affinity is a natural connection to one of the schools of magic. There are a few ways to do it. The most common is to practice, to use a certain school consistently, repeatedly. How quickly you can gain this affinity is dependent on intensity of training. For example, I have an affinity with fire. Since I wasn't under the conditions you all are in now, and I had time to study at my own pace, it took me 50 years before I gained my fire affinity. But this was with extended and slow practice and use. For some, they have an affinity naturally. I'm sure a few of you, if you've been paying attention, know some people on campus who have this. Truthfully, it's a bit of a topic of debate on how they have it or what it means. But it's not really why we're here. That would be an entire lecture of its own. Now then, are there any more questions for mana gates or mana signatures?
If someone's reached the point to damage their mana gate, then is there a way to repair the mana gate, or is like a permanent damage?
This would depend. It's much like a physical wound. Is it possible for it to heal? Yes, technically. If you're careful, and you have someone who is well practiced taking care of you. However, if you were to try and keep using it while it is injured, or while it is damaged, you can end up causing further damaging, or, air quotes on this, scarring. At which point it would be permanent damage. Casting would be far more difficult. It's also possible that if you were to continue trying to cast while it is damaged, to permanently damage it to the point of essentially being ruined. A physical option, since I know some of you are either in medical or have squad mates who were. If I were to badly damage my leg, then I were to try and keep running, sprinting, fighting, try to kick a rift beast, it could get to the point where I can no longer walk. Same with your mana gate. If it is damaged and you keep pushing it, you can reach a point where it cannot allow you to freely push mana through it. Now, any further questions along these subjects?
Can you break someone else's mana gate?
It is possible. It is possible, given someone with enough practice and enough mana, you could damage or even destroy someone else's mana gate. The process is dangerous. To do so is to essentially force a backlash. And to force a backlash of an equivalency to high circles. We're looking at, depending on what kind of mana you're pushing through, or if you're just taking mana and pushing it. It is entirely possible that the person would be facing consequences such as burning, honestly. If you were to have someone who has fire mana or an affinity for it, try to damage someone's mana gate by forcing large amounts of fire mana through them. It is not uncommon for it to result in similar backlashes. You would essentially light the person on fire. Full body, internal and external immolation. If you were just to push mana through, we are looking at broken bones, rupturing organs, different forms of magic essentially being fired off. Electrocution, freezing, parts of the body turning to stone. To forcefully break someone's mana gate is a very difficult and very torturous thing to do. Especially since you would have to have most likely a healer nearby. If your goal was to keep the person alive, you would have to force backlashes, heal the person physically, and if their mana gate was not destroyed, force more backlashes. Unless you have a skilled healer with you, most likely you're going to kill the person. Any other questions among this slightly more grim topic? moving on to where Avi skipped ahead a bit. We've talked about affinities a bit. An affinity, when a person gains one, their mana signature, the kind of sign of what makes them in terms of mana, is altered slightly. Whatever school they have an affinity for, they naturally have a larger amount of, and almost appear, as far as mana signatures go, to be made up partially of this school. So if a person was to see someone who had a fire affinity using scrying magic, the area around them, or them themselves, may look partially to be superheated, to have kind of a burning effect to their signature. Same with any other school. Moving on from the mana signature is the resonance. I'm sure a few of you have seen them amongst your other students around here, or from professors. A resonance is a more physical representation of a person's mana signature and the mana that they are using. If you have watched, say, Chancellor, when he was casting his higher circle healing spells, you'll be able to see a light taking the shape of wings on his back. This is due to the amount of divine mana that he is pushing through his body, casting into the world. Where, as a mana signature, you would need scrying to see this. As a resonance, anybody could see it. And then this is what we refer to as a personal resonance. There is also a natural resonance. This is occurrences or things that you can see where the environment is altered slightly, or when something that is not a spellcaster actively using magic causes an effect. If you'd like a good example.
Yes, sir.
I would only work for the Faverians here. How many of you have seen something around your home or around the nation you were born in that seemed a little off? Slightly like it should be magic, though there's no one actively casting it. Avi.
I did see flowers perpetuating mana. I think they were called the Azure Sky Lilies or something like that.
Could you speak a little louder?
Sorry. Can you hear me now?
Roughly, yes. I'm just having a hard time hearing people.
Now?
Yes.
Okay. Back at home in Favera, I remember there was these flowers that were emitting some sort of mana. I think they were referred to as Azure Sky Lilies.
Those are good examples. So, is it the Azure Sky Lilies emit a natural glow? This is due to the amount of mana that is within them. A plant is unable to cast a spell. However, this does not mean that they cannot contain a large amount of mana. Especially true in areas where there is an abundance of mana. always having a glow. Good example, have any of you found some place that naturally made you wary of it? Old abandoned buildings, an old destroyed camp or anything? These can also be used as examples of natural resonance. Not all of them are. Some of them are just creepy because they're creepy. But if you're paying attention, you'll be able to tell when there is one that has a natural resonance. Because even if you're feeling like it shouldn't be, there'll be a natural feeling of, say, dread, fear, or, for certain Faviran glins, a weird feeling of peace. Does anyone have any questions for resonances? No. No. The note has occurred. Something to watch out for. This only really takes effect for those who have an affinity. There is something known as a resonance backlash. These are very rare, as it requires someone to essentially lose control of the mana within them. However,
I think you did that earlier.
yes, where backlash is a loss of control of a spell, where you try to manipulate mana, and part of it essentially comes back to strike you. A resonance backlash is due to those with an affinity not knowing how to control it. They either end up gathering the energy naturally within them, or unknowingly shifting it around within them, gathering it where there's too much in one location. And then, these are infrequent, so you most likely do not have to worry about them, outside of very rare occasions. But be aware of them. The amount of damage they can do is quite varied. They can be as simple as, say, being slightly cold, having a sprained wrist as energy goes somewhere you're not used to it being, as you would with, say, backlashing with a first circle spell. Now, they're very rarely life-threatening. They don't have to worry about someone needing immediate medical attention. Well, life and death attention, at least. Now, here's a little bit of a interesting question for you. Since magic is the manipulation of energy, fire mana is the gathering of energy to create heat, to create fire. Cryo mana does the opposite. You're creating an area devoid of energy, pushing it away. Can anyone give me an example of a benefit, and why it may not be so strange for someone from, say, southern Droza, where it is very hot, to be using fire magic? Gilliam.
Cause there's already lots of heat everywhere, so it'd probably be really easy to cast it.
Yes. That is one reason for it. But let me ask you another question, Gelumba. If the point of fire magic is that you are pulling energy away from things, have you had to fight in the Drozen heat?
Yes.
How quickly did the heat stroke become a possibility?
Oh, very rapidly, yes.
Now let me ask you, if fire magic is able to allow you to pull heat and energy away from something, how could you use that to your benefit?
I guess it could probably pull the area around you.
No, you're thinking too large.
No, alright.
If the issue is you have the risk of heat stroke, and fire magic allows you to pull heat.
You could take the heat out of you to help prevent that.
Yes. The reason many people... Were you raising your hands or were you just stretching?
I was just stretching, Professor. My bad.
Okay. Yes. One reason why so many people in southern Droza use fire magic, if they use magic at all, is because there's an abundance of fire mana there, and because the use of it can extend how long they can stay in a fight. Heat stroke's not really an issue if you can just keep yourself from overheating. The same would go for northern Droza. You're in a cold cave, the best magic to use would actually be cryo magic in the center of the cave. By pushing any heat and energy that was there out towards the sides, or even purposely directing it, you could have it gather in small pockets or directly to yourself. Even if everyone's casting ice magic, you can keep yourself warmer. No. Anyone have any questions along these lines or about the resonances? Nico.
Does this apply in like dry and wet areas? Is it the same thing?
Yes, could very well apply the same thing. If, say, you were in a marshland, somewhere where it's very easy for it to get wet, like your shoes, your legs, you know, everything that you don't want for extended periods of time. Using aqua magic, you could essentially dry yourself off, pull the water and moisture from your clothing or from yourself. I'd be very careful with that one. Now, areas where it's very dry are trickier, because there's not a lot of moisture there anyways. It'll certainly help to gather a bit of it, but you can't create something out of nothing. Unless, of course, and this is where we'll go into the two oddities of the schools, divine and occult. Divine magic is able to create energy and matter. This includes mana. The divine caster can create a stone. Over time, it would be difficult. You can't just instantly create everything. Matter's much more hard. They can, however, create energy fairly quickly. A divine spellcaster could easily warm up a room just by creating the energy needed for heat, essentially kind of cheating their way into the Ignis school. The opposite, however...
It's mana that's brought into the world.
Yes.
So if we're in a icy wasteland and Ulysses needs energy, a a divine caster could bring heat for him.
Yes, a divine caster could very much begin to fill an area with different forms of mana to supply the others around them.
Stop! Oh, sorry.
However, this does have limitations. It's a bit more of an equivalency. If you were to use up
My legs are like
a
falling
first circle
asleep.
amount of
I
mana
chose the worst
to
position to sit
create,
down.
you'd have roughly a circle amount of mana for him to use. This, however, does not apply to matter. If you're trying to create material, say a knife for an emergency, it's going to take time for you to do it. It is not an equivalency. You're going to have to sit around for a bit, maintain your focus, maintain the spell. The other oddity, which sadly is picking up popularity, is occult magic. Occult magic does not create. It is only capable of destroying. And this is destruction in its entirety, both energy and matter. So, given time, an occult spellcaster could easily, if they're focusing, selectively destroy certain types of mana. However, they'd have to be focused on it, and this would not be easy. An occult spellcaster could create occultic fire. This is just occult magic that, in their understanding of destruction, is shaped like fire. It is not fire. It'll very much be cold, absorbing the energy around it. If you were to put your hand in this fire, you would, instead of burning, you'd pull your hand back and find pieces of it missing or beginning to rot away. The reason occult magic is seen as such a dangerous thing, and why it is an executable offense the world-wide, is because the act of casting it is the destruction of the world around us in its entirety. Go.
Sir, I've come to retrieve my teammates for mandatory training.
Very well. If you have any questions, I'm free to talk afterwards. Or any other time.
Thank you, sir.
No. Again, where the oddity of these two schools is as well, as they are not naturally in the world around us. There is some everywhere, yes, but it is not a mana you can just pull. It's not like pulling heat from the environment. For those of you who have practiced it, you will know that to use occult divine, you must essentially form an aura. This is by doing certain deeds, having certain mindsets. By doing good, helping others, being selfless, it is possible for a person to begin to form a aura of divine magic. This is mana that will be gathered slowly around them. Unlike the other schools, when I cast a fire spell, that fire mana scatters back around. If I were to cast a divine spell, that mana would filter back into my aura after taking effect. However, my mana gate still has its limitations. Even if the mana is there within the aura, I cannot just continuously cast. The mana gate will give out at some point. The same with not divine, occult. To gather occult magic, a requires you to do what is usually considered evil or bad things. Lying, stealing, these are good ways to slowly gather small amounts of occult magic. However, if you want to reach a strong position, this is where we run into issues of truly powerful occultists, or those who go further, such as the necromancer, to gather the amount of occult mana needed to cast those forms of spells. The fastest and best ways are things such as torture, murder, betrayal, causing and inflicting incredible forms of pain. Are there any questions for these two? No, alright. Now then, every school, of course, has a domain. This is a mindset or practices you can follow through with. Simple example, Ignis. Fire is greedy. It wants to consume the things around it. You can use this as well for yourself. Practice it. Now, this does not mean you have to be greedy as in steal things, take things. Everything must be yours. You can be greedy in different forms. Being overly protective. That is one form of it. Essentially deciding that your team's time is yours. That it is your job to keep those around you with you. Warmth, of course. Helping things grow. Having a good and welcoming personality. Destruction. Rage, anger. Wanting to break and destroy those around you or your enemies. For the cryo school, perseverance, being unyielding. Some of these domains have spots where they cross over. Cryo, Ferrum, metal magic, and Terra. A good example for all of them is being stubborn, unyielding, unbending. Energetic and free-willed can fall both under Electrum for electricity and Ventus. So, always double check what domains you have. They are good, they are bad, and there are ways to play into both. Sorry, small headache. A lot of headache. Let's see. Now for, again, one issue is it is possible
Oh dear.
Sorry, I'm getting a pretty bad headache for some reason. Now then, as I was saying, one example, one issue with the domains is a few
Excellent,
people
thank you
go
for
too
follow.
far
Thank you.
with them.
Oh, Ava! Did you just... No, that was 19 hours ago.
Someone who is destructive to gain their
Yeah.
powers in
Excellent, thank you for follow. Thank you.
Ignis or Electrum will sometimes start to base their entire lives and personalities around this to embody these forms of spells. They stop paying attention to others, start just being purely destructive. Anything that they do not like, they destroy. Person they do not like, they kill. This goes as well, and most likely more so, for divine and occult. Now, these are not my fields of expertise, or truthfully, much skill. If you wish to learn further for these, I would recommend going to either Professor Octavian or Professor Bellicosa. However, roughly, positivity, a sense of righteousness, a sense of wanting to protect, these can help with divine. Anxiety, fear, anger, these can help with occult. However, this is a mentality that is also necessary when casting these forms of spells. A good example of this, of course, is the necromancer. Anxious, lonely, a little too clingy. All of this occurs when a person goes too far. It begins to become a set mentality. This is also why the world around occult spellcasters are hunted down, because of how easy it is for them to slip and fall into the ways. Anger, wanting to destroy everything around you, the feeling of revenge. It is very, very easy for an occult spellcaster to fall down this path. Start to become angrier whenever they cast their spells, because they're trying to cast stronger and stronger spells. To start rationalizing their anger into being a reason to do anything, or direct at anyone. However, this is also true for divine, though many people don't want to admit it. A person who is using a feeling of wanting to protect others can begin to fall down that path too far. It is very possible for a person using divine magic to become too willing to throw themselves into danger to protect others. Often, this is when you will see healers throw themselves into the front line and die, trying to save someone from an impossible situation. Are there any questions for these? Or any questions that popped up for previous subjects? I'll take that as a no. Class has been long enough. I want to start going down the different schools and every detail of the domains. If you have any questions, I'm free afterwards or any other time. You're all free to go. If you have any questions, I will be here for a few minutes.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Professor.
Thank you, Professor. Thank you, sir. Will you please?
Saw Morgan try that technique at the training grounds earlier. Oh, speaking of, where did they all head to? Hello, Madari. I mean, shadow in my eye. Wasn't a Madari. Oh my god. What? You terrify me, Yorl. I just saw a bullet go past my brain. I'm nothing, you're fine.
I don't have my gun out.
What were you saying, Varys?
Oh, I was about to say that I last saw them still on the training ground right now. They're still there.
Yeah.
And I was about to say
They
that
could be. We could go.
I need to excuse myself for like around 20 minutes. I need to go do something super quick and then I'll be back.
Sure, okay. I will be. Well, where are you going?
I need. Oh.
Is it out of character? Is it in character?
Yeah, I need to do a thing out of connect and come back. 20 minutes.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, got you. I'll leave training grounds then.
Right. Yeah, I have a meeting and I need to attend to that. So I will be ending the stream because I cannot stream the meeting. And I think like after I'm done with that, like I have like little time in comparison to what the fuck? I need to get out and it goes to the thing.
Yeah, I was just talking with him, but he's talking with Nora somewhere.
Yep, right now, right in time. So sorry for the sudden ending of the stream, but I have a meeting that I need to attend, and we'll try to dorms. Yes, I'll try to like get the stream back up if there's still time when I come back. But I do need to go do this meeting, which might be 20 minutes to an hour. So I'm not sure. I'll keep you informed, alrighty? You can join the Discord or go to our to my Twitter, and I'll keep you informed on that.